World War I, the war that affected us all.
5th through the 14th, 1914, the First Battle of Marne took place in Marne River, Paris. The French were battling and trying to stop the German advancements to take control of Paris. This was the start of a war stalemate. The trench warfare had begun. The French dug trenches that caused the stalemate war and stopped the German advancements. The Germans were not prepared for this element in the war. The casualties totaled 500,000. The French had 250,000 wounded and 80,000 dead. The British had 13,000 dead and 1,700 wounded. The Germans had 220,000 casualties. This battle had no true victory, but in a way the French won because the Germans did not take control of Paris. The Schlieffen.
On August 2, 1914, the Schlieffen Plan, led by Alfred von Schlieffen, was carried out. This battle tactic that the Germans planned to invade France. Germany's plan was to march through Belgium on August 4, 1914, because they were a neutral country at the time and they would be easy to defeat. This battle cost 700,000 lives from Belgian soldiers. After going through Belgium, they would attack France. The French war tactics were very outdated compared to the Germans. The French still used bright red uniforms, which were very easy to spot on the battlefield. French also used swords and bayonets on their field rifles as main weapons of war. They stood no chance against the German machine guns. In early battles, 15,000 French soldiers had died per day in the battle.
The Battle of Tannenberg.
On August 26 through August 30th, 1914, the Battle of Tannenberg happened in Allenstein, East Prussia, today known as Oslin, Poland. The Russians' first and second line got destroyed. It took a very long time for Russia's armies to return to full force. There were 78,000 casualties. Germans suffered fewer than 20,000 casualties and 5,000 dead. The Germans captured over 500 guns. The Germans took 92,000 prisoners of war. The German had a big victory. Tsar Nicholas II committed suicide because he didn't want to report the loss of his army.
The Battle of Verdun.
On February 12, 1916, the Germans prepared to attack the town of Verdun. The Germans readied 1,200 guns and brought in 2.5 million rounds of ammunition. At the same time, the French, who were really unprepared, readied their 270 guns. Also, the Germans had cut off the French's supply, which would have killed them off in a war of attrition if the Germans would not have attacked. But then, as the Germans were about to attack, a storm rolled in and delayed the Germans' attack, and because of this, the French were able to add 2 regiments of troops to help defend their 60 forts. The delay in battle, some say, saved the French from total destruction. So on February 21st, 1916, the Germans began an 8-hour bombardment of Verdun, and by the end of the 8 hours, the Germans had shot over 80,000 artillery shells. However, due to the French's 3-inch thick reinforced concrete forts, they took little damage.
After the bombardment of Verdun, the Germans attacked the left side of the forts and were able to push through. Their next plan of attack was to attack the right side of the forts, but the Germans were stopped in their tracks as the French officers held their ground. After the French held their ground, they went to an offensive and pushed German forces back 20 miles to where Germans started. In the end, Germans surrendered and accepted defeat on December 19, 1916. At the end of this battle, there were 700,000 casualties, and it was the longest, deadliest battle of the war.
The Gallipoli Campaign.
This war was taking place on April 25, 1915, located in the Gallipoli Peninsula in the Ottoman Empire, just after the Schlieffen Plan was created. This was between Germany and Austria-Hungary, Russia, Europe, and Britain and the Ottoman Empire. The British had about 489,000 troops, France had only 79,000, and the Ottoman Empire had 315,000. There was no official win.